Shalom Israel. So I'm gonna do this video about love in the Hebrew culture and in this English culture, right? Because there's a big difference. Because in this culture, English is a language that is based on emotions and feelings. So everything is revolved around that. All right. Now in Hebrew, everything is more functional. It's an action language. It's always a doing, right? So when you deal with love, we think is how we process our emotions, how we feel about something, or what something does for us. There's a thin line between love and desire. All right? So desire comes with preferences, how we feel about this, why we like that, what does it do for us. It's given to the ego. It's given back to the ego. So you can be given, but you're expecting something in return. And this is why you see our love in this culture. It fades after a period of time. Because when you just meet someone, what do? You give. The person gives back. But after getting accustomed to each other, guess what? That is going to go away. And because you attributed that giving and receiving as the love, what happens over a process of time? It fades. Because there's no more that giving. Right? Love in the Hebrew is very different because when you give, you're not expecting something in return. It does nothing to your ego. All right. So say for example, this tree behind me, right? I'm gonna always get up and give water, put water at the root, because what? It's gonna help the tree to increase, and then in time to come, yes, it's gonna bring forth fruits and stuff, right? So it's that constant giving without expecting anything in return. There's no attachment. The ego is not involved in the giving. All right? No, how many people is just gonna get up and put water at the tree root? Not many. They say they love bananas, but guess what? They love the taste of banana, right? They desire the taste of banana. It's not the same, right? That's why I said there's a thin line between love and desire. Sometimes it's this longing that we are confused. We are confused about. We have a sense of longing, but what are we actually longing for? Right? So when you're giving, you need to have a source. So if I'm gonna give bananas, guess what? I have banana trees. So I have a source I can always go back to, right? And it refills me and I can give to somebody else. So it's the same thing. Our source is the Most High. We continue give because we have that source to give back to us. So he's always pouring into us through his knowledge, his wisdom, right? So we keep refilling ourselves and we can pour into each other. That's why he says, you drink of the water and you become that fountain of living water yourself. Now others can drink of you. Because what is the main thing that you can give to for a person to constantly be increasing? The laws of the Most High. And what happens when you do that giving? The more you give to something is the more of yourself you see in that thing. So think about the Most High and Adam. The Most High was given to him and he was doing, right? So what was happening? The Most High was seeing a reflection, the likeness, the image of himself through Adam. So it's the same thing. You have your wife, you give her the wisdom and knowledge and understanding. Guess what? You're gonna keep giving to her and she's gonna keep increasing. You're gonna start seeing more of yourself in her. Same thing with your children. You teach your children according to how you run your homes. So guess what? You're gonna see more of yourself in your children. That is love. Is the giving. And you don't stop, you keep giving. That's why you see between a parent and a child, the parent always love the child more because you give. All the child does is receive, receive, receive. All right. So if for 18 years you're giving to your child, that's the love of a parent. But think about it. Are you just gonna be giving to some friend for 18 years? Hmm? That person has to be really close where you see yourself in that person, right? And it's how you guys live. because you're doing the same things, you're sharing the same thing, you're sharing a part of yourself, the essence of your own being. That is what the love is. It's not something that is infinite or limited. That means, okay, after a period of time, you're going to stop because the person. No, that is what you are. It's not something you just become or you develop. That is what you are. It's the essence. It is your nature. Nature meaning that which you cannot live without. For example, the nature of honey is what? Is the sweet. The honey cannot be without the sweet. The sweet is the honey and the honey is the sweet. That is the nature. So love, that's why the Most High said, He is love. That is His essence and is always to give. And like I said, the greatest thing you can give a person is the laws of the Most High. And that is when we start becoming that image. We start becoming one in that image. So guess what? People keeping laws in China, people keeping laws in Africa, people keeping laws in Europe, people keeping laws in the Caribbean. This is why we can all connect. Because what? Now we are getting the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and we are becoming of the same mind. So guess what? When you see another Hebrew, guess who you see? You see yourself. That is the love. Right? Oh, back to the English. Look at these flowers around me, right? When I see the flower, the first thing I want to do is take it out and put in my wife's hair, right? No, okay, yes. The beautiful flower I took out and I put it in my wife's hair. What is the outcome of that flower? It's going to die because I'm taking it away from its source. If I love the flower, what would I do? I would take water and pour at the root. So there's a difference between love and desire. We confuse our preferences. And this is why you see people going to examples of Jacob and Leah and Rachel or so forth. Just because they're written in the Bible, that doesn't mean that it is that perfect love that the Messiah was showing, right? For example, when you think of Joseph, when his family went down in Egypt, that giving there was the love. You understand? So sometimes we use analogies, but they are not perfect to explain a certain or to be an example of a certain situation. So we have to be mindful of that. So love, as I said, it has nothing to do with emotion or feeling. For example, people who are in long relationships, like 40 years, they're not doing things that they used to do in the beginning or in the first 5 years of their relationship, right? He's not going to be calling her at work or so forth and say, hey, did you eat and all of that? No, you passed that stage. But guess what? The love is still there. Even if you're not doing things together anymore, it does not change because what we sometimes do is we attribute what the thing was doing for us as love. That's why when those things stop, we think the love is gone. That's the problem. That's a feeling. The feeling, the emotion comes and goes. Love never leaves. It is your essence. It is what you are. What you are cannot be diminished. It cannot go anywhere. And we need to understand this concept. We are confusing a desire or a preference or an idea or a thought or all of these things that fill this void. We confuse it for love.